Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It cut me off. This part two. So as I was saying, I want to hurry up and get through with this because I think my husband gonna be here pretty soon. I'm surprised he ain't here tonight. He late. Okay. Had to take me a quick break. You give me some, put some wet down my throat. Put some. I'm hungry. I'm sitting up here starving for y'all. Where do that at? Starve for the people. Where's my? Oh, I see it. Okay. I need you to never cut me off. I was on the road. Welcome back to the Angelique Show, part two. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back and listen to part one before you start. Just come on in on here on part two. So if you're just not coming in on my show because you see popping up on Twitter or whatever, come back to part one before you listen to part two so you know what I'm talking about. So, let's see where I'm knowing it. The message okay. No wonder when the messenger will complain to Allah on the day of judgment. This is 25:30. The messenger will go complain to Allah on the judgment day that Muslims deserted the Quran. Why do you think Allah put that in the Quran? He's saying that the Muslims, how is it the Muslims deserted the Quran? The Muslims don't do nothing but read the Quran. How is the Muslims deserted the Quran? I mean, Muslims ain't reading the Quran? No, they're not. Because they too busy reading the Hadith. That's what that means. And he led me away, 29, and he led me away from the message after it had come to me. For Satan has always been the betrayer of man. 30, and the messenger will say, my Lord, my people have abandoned this Quran. 31, likewise to every prophet we assign enemies from among the wicked. But the Lord suffices as a guide and a savior. Right, so now, once again, do you think the Prophet Muhammad, he didn't have no enemies from among the wicked? He said, Allah say, we assigned the enemies among the wicked to the Prophet from among the wicked people. So who is the Prophet Muhammad? Everybody claim, we love Prophet Muhammad. Love him. Who is he talking about then? Who lying on him? All the stuff I done read all about the lies on him and everything. People not listening to the Quran. You thought he was talking about the Christian Baptist Jehovah's Witnesses and all? No, he talking about the Muslims right here. 6. Perhaps one of the hadith which are used most frequently to attack Islam and the Prophet is the following one. Volume 7, Book 62, number 64, narrated by Aisha, that the Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old, and then she remained with him for 9 years till his death. Needless to say, if this was true, it would be a gross insult against the Prophet and also a case of child abuse, to say the least. This story is undoubtedly a lie against the Prophet and also against Aisha, and also it is a claim to have said these. It was claimed to have said these words. Now let me. It's a shame that they said these words. Let me tell you something. If this is the stuff you want to believe in the hadith, you go right on ahead. Because when I first read that, I couldn't even believe it. I just know. Come on now, people. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Prophet described women as crooked. This is from 7. And I really shouldn't even be reading all this. Hold on. Like y'all can't pick up and read, or like y'all don't know this stuff exists. So I got to sit up here and read y'all word for word which hadith is crooked and which one. All of them crooked. All of them. You can't go by the Quran. You just don't want to go by the Quran. Just admit it. Just admit it. They all crooked. They words of men. It's the same thing. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Satan got his game on point. He did this already before. He did this already before with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and he flipped it on to the Muslims the same way, and y'all follow right behind it because you know what? You just can't accept that you cannot see Allah, and you rather worship the Prophet Muhammad and all the words he said other than outside of what Allah say, like what Allah said ain't good enough for you. And if you do real talk, if you go by all this hadith, and if it ain't in the Quran, you making Islam harder on yourself, because some of that stuff, eat with your right hand, eat with that, if you, because Satan eat with his left hand. No, hey, you know what? You making it harder on yourself. You're making it harder on sleep on your right side. You can't sleep on now. You gonna tell me how I can eat. You gonna tell me how I got to wear my hijab and everything, cover my face, cover my nose, cover my left eye, whatever. If it ain't in the Quran, I'm not. We can't go by it no more. People, that don't mean go out here and go buck wild, because Allah already said that righteousness is the only distinguishing factor. That's all he looking at, is you righteous, is you giving zakat, is you helping the homeless, is you helping your family, is you being good to people. What we miss all them messages because we want to learn how to sleep on our right side or fill our belly halfway. Maybe I could fill my stomach up all the way. Ain't nobody's stomach gonna hurt but my own. I'll learn to eat less. Whatever. Maybe I might want to sleep on my stomach. Maybe some people can sleep on their stomach. It don't bother them. Some people that can sleep on their stomach, like me, and sleep on my stomach, it bother me. I can't sleep. I wake up with a crook in my neck or whatever. I just ain't comfortable like that. So I might sleep on my right side. I get tired. I sleep on my right side. One time I was pregnant. I slept on my right side so much that my stomach was hurting my left. What? I can't sleep on my left side. I overdid it. Quit. We can't be overdoing it, because the overdoing it in religion is what the things that make people don't want to be certain religions. And after going through all the hadith you got to learn, believe me, it's a whole lot of people don't want to be Muslims. We're gonna go into some of them things too, because a lot of this stuff you got to understand, Angelique, learning this stuff through reading, researching, whatever. This stuff I ain't just making up. Like this stuff ain't directly out my brain. This is some things I'm sharing with y'all. It made sense to me, that because Allah guide me to a page or whatever, and that might not be where you get that from. That's an authentic site. Ain't no authentic sites. Where y'all go get that through your head? The authentic site is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, baby, and his Quran. That's your authentic. There ain't no authentic site. This site just helped me see some facts, because I'd have came up on it on my own anyway. I've been felt this way. I just didn't know how to put it into words. It always seemed stupid to me. You know? And it should seem stupid to you. And if it don't seem stupid to you, let you go ahead on and follow Bukhari and the rest of them. And I'm just going to go by the Quran and be rightly guided. And tell me where Bukhari said I can't just follow the Quran. Tell me, can anybody just tell me, please tell me where I just can't go by the Quran? Is that a hadith? Prophet Muhammad said you can't just go by the Quran. Come on, tell me that one. Huh? Tell me that one. Tell me where Prophet Muhammad said hadith that I can't just go by the Quran. Tell me where I can't just go by the Quran. Now I go, what? Tell me that, please. Where is it at? Tell yourself that. When you look at me and say, well, she's telling us we can't go by hadith. No, I ain't telling you nothing. I say do right is right and wrong is wrong. That's all I'm saying. I'm just showing you, point facts out to you. Tell me what hadith say I can't go by just the Quran. Tell me what hadith, because that's all hadith is, words of Prophet Muhammad. Tell me where Prophet Muhammad told me I can't just go by the Quran when he told us that he only can go by the Quran. So if I'm going to use Prophet Muhammad as my mentor and my goal to get myself into paradise, then he told me that he only can go by the Quran. I said, well, shoot, if this is good enough, Prophet Muhammad is good enough for me. Where they say that at, Angelique, go back and listen to my show and re-listen to it, and you'll see right here. I read that to you earlier, or I might be coming up on it now, but it is what it is. Yeah, I said that. I mentioned that today. Previous show, not this one, but the one before this. This is I Want to Be Guided the Right Path Part 2. Now, go back to I Want to Be Guided the Right Path Part 1, and you will see what I just said about. Tell me where the Prophet Muhammad, when the Prophet Muhammad said that he can only go by the Quran himself. Okay, perhaps one of the most glaring lies against the prophet is the one which claims that the prophet allowed couples to marry for a few days to satisfy their lust. I'm drinking right now, y'all. I'm thirsty. You know, Angelique been running her mouth for what, an hour or two? 2 hours. So I need to get a little something wet my whistle too, because I ain't fasting right now because on my period. And see, that's when you're about, why she drinking now? Ain't she supposed to be fasting? Go back to part 1. I'm on my menstruation, so I'm drinking my, and I ain't praying right now. And if there's some hadith, I'm going to stop breaking that law too. Because I'm going to see what Allah said. I got to go back and sit up and read and listen to every little thing Allah said again. Because I got plenty enough time on my hands now to just read the Quran over and 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 over again to get this situation right. Especially if he telling me to read. Allah just told me to read the Quran every morning. I don't even remember the hadith telling me that. Maybe it did. I ain't get that part. Bukhari telling me that. Blah. Right. Okay. Perhaps one of the most glaring lies against Prophet is the one which claims Prophet allowed couples to marry for a few days to satisfy their lust. Volume 7, book 62, number 52, narrated by Jabir ibn Abdullah and Salma bin al-Aqwa. While we were in the army, Allah apostle came to us and said, you have been allowed to do the muta marriage, so do it. Salma bin Aqwa said, Allah's apostle said, hearsay, thrown out of court of justice, law court. Hearsay, contempt. If a man and a woman agree to marry temporarily, their marriage should last for 3 nights and they like to continue, they can do so. If their marriage lasts 3 nights, if they want to continue being married, they can do so. If they want separation, they can do that too. They can get a quick divorce. This lie is double fold. First, it portrays the prophet as a lawmaker besides Allah, which violates a number of Quranic verses that confirm that Allah is the only lawgiver, such as 6:114 and 66:14. Second, it gives a ground to people to approach marriage with totally different attitude than the one designed by Allah. The words muta marriage translates in marriage for lust. This is the relatedly is a very subtle disguised form of prostitution. Needless to say, all the obstacles placed by Allah on a man before he can divorce his wife, such as wait 4 months cooling period before divorce, Allah said do that. Just say no, you don't have to do that, just divorce him. 222:26, chapter 222, 226, 226. Seek counsel from 2 families. And 435, give the wife a divorce compensation. In chapter 241, and not expel the wife from the marriage home. 65:1. All these obstacles are there to establish the fact that Allah regards marriage as a long-lasting bond between man and woman, and not a 3-day fling that tests a couple's evaluation on each other's sexual performance. We may wonder, what would a couple find out about each other after 3 days of highly sexual so-called marriage other than each other's sexual performance? 10. Another glaring lie against the prophet is found in the hadith below. Throughout the Quran, we are told that Prophet Muhammad had no personal miracles. And in other verses, Allah speaks to the prophet and tells him, if the people ask you about personal miracles, that he should say that he is no more than a human messenger with no miracles. See 1790-93. How the following hadith presents the prophet as one with awesome miracles. One awesome miracle at that. Bukhari 5, book 58, number 208, narrated Anas bin Malik. The people of Mecca asked Allah's apostle to show them a miracle, so he showed them the moon split in 2 halves, between which they saw the Haram mountain. 1790-93, Allah says, they said, we will not believe in you unless you make a spring burst forth from the ground. This is what they told Prophet Muhammad. We ain't going to believe in you unless you make a spring burst forth from the ground, or you have a garden of palms and vines, then cause rivers to gush pouring through them, or make the sky fall on us in pieces as you claim, or bring Allah angels before us, or you possess a house of gold, or you ascend into the sky. Even then we will not believe in your ascension unless you bring down for us a book that we can read. Say, glory be to me, glory be to my Lord. Am I anything but a human messenger? That's what he said. Nothing prevented the people from believing when guidance had come to them, except that they said, did Allah send a human messenger? Talking about Prophet Muhammad, saying, if there were angels on earth walking around in peace, we would have sent down to them from heaven an angel messenger. Say, Allah is enough witness between you and me. He is fully aware of his servants and he sees them well. The Quran contains clear commands to all Muslims to follow the Quran alone. Okay? Listen to me now. We're coming up shortly. We're going to be into this show. Quran contains clear commandments to all Muslims to follow the Quran alone. Reject all hadith. The Arabic word hadith is generally means a human saying, narrations, talks, stories, etc. In a more specific sense, the word hadith refers to alleged personal sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, or in some cases, the prophet Jesus with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are hadith too. All the same thing. See, we're going through the same thing that prophet Jesus go through. We went through the same thing. Excuse me. Hold on. And you can't see how cunning Satan is. He flipped the same thing on his day. Flipped to the Christians. Doing the same thing to the Muslims. The Hadith is regarded by the majority of scholars to be the second source of law after the Quran. This is despite very clear commandments given in the Quran to follow the Quran alone and reject all Hadith. The following Quranic verses make this issue clear. These are Allah's revelations, the Quran that we recite to you truthfully, in which Hadith other than Allah and his revelations, Quran, do they believe? 45:6. Did you not read that with me, everybody? Go to 45:6. Quran. These are Allah's revelations, the Quran that we recite to you truthfully, in which hadith other than Allah's revelations of the Quran do they believe? 45:6 contains clear commandments not to follow anything other than the Quran. Clear commandments. Don't follow nothing but the Quran. Nothing. Shall I seek other than Allah's source of law when he has revealed to you his book fully detailed? That's 6:114. 6:114 contains clear confirmation that Allah is the only source of law. The Quran has all the details. This scripture Quran has been revealed to you. You shall not harbor doubt. You should not harbor doubt about it in your heart, that you may warn with it. Use the Quran to warn with it, not with the hadith. This is what Allah say. Use the Quran to warn with it. That's all I do. When you see me tweeting stuff, I'm tweeting to warn Allah. Then they ask, all you talk about is hell. That's all Allah talk about. Heaven and hell. That's all Allah talk about. Sins, retribution. I get on Twitter. They tell me, Angelique, who you talking to? You ain't supposed to be. I'm talking to whoever listen. That's who I'm talking to. I'm telling you what my creator said in the Quran, but everybody looking at me. Oh, she want to talk about heaven and hell. That's all Allah want to talk about is heaven and hell. That's all Allah want to talk about is judgment. What part of that you don't understand? And to provide reminder for the believers. It is to provide a reminder for the believers. It ain't for the non-believers. Non-believers don't believe it. Is this no way we're reading non-believers for? Non-believers don't believe in the Quran. It's for the believers. It's for the believers. You know, you shall all follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. Do not follow any idols beside him. If you following Prophet Muhammad as your idol, you banding partners with Allah. Shirk. It's shirk. Even if it's Prophet Muhammad. Shirk, shirk, shirk. Jesus. Shirk. Shirk, shirk. David. Shirk. Solomon. Shirk. Putting them on high pedestals. Only person on high pedestal, Allah. He is the highest. He is the greatest. Allahu Akbar. Rarely do you take heed. 723. Rarely, Allah say. Rarely do you take heed. He ain't say often. He said, rarely do they take heed. Ain't nobody taking heed. You sitting up here reading this with me or whatever. You ain't going to take heed to it. You still going to go by Bakari. Instead of bringing the people, say, listen to what. Next thing you know, I won't have no show. She telling people that. Next thing you know, if my Spreaker show get deleted, if my Twitter get deleted, it's all because of y'all. I'm not going to keep repeating this stuff over and over again. Angelique got to save Angelique. Angelique got to save Angelique. I can tell my family they were more than happy here. We can go back around. We ain't got to be doing all that stupid stuff, right, that we do with the right. making Islam seem hard. 7:2-3 include a clear commandment for us to follow what is revealed to us Quran and nothing else. Included is a clear commandment for us to follow what is revealed to us the Quran, nothing else. Among the people there are those who uphold baseless hadith and thus divert others from the path of Allah without knowledge and take it in vain. These have incurred a shameful retribution. And when our Revelations Quran is recited to one of them, he turns away in arrogance, and if he never heard them, as if he never heard them, and if his ears are deaf, promise him a painful retribution. 31:6-7. That's what you do to the people. You tell them the truth, they don't want to hear. Promise them a painful retribution. What, you don't believe? Now maybe Allah gonna let them go. No, Allah ain't gonna let them go nowhere. How you gonna let them go anywhere? You act like you don't want to hear that the Quran is the truth. Promise them a painful retribution. Painful retribution and keep it moving. 31:6-7. Warn against following baseless hadith. 31:6-7. Warn them against following baseless hadith. Do you have another book which you are studying from? 68:37. Yeah, they do, Allah. It's called the Hadith, the Bukhari, Muslim, Sahih, Muslim, rest of them folks. In 68:37, Allah is mocking those who have other books other than the Quran, which they follow. What, Allah? You mocking them? Those who have other books other than Quran which they follow? So in which hadith other than the Quran do they believe? 77:50. What? What, Allah? What you say? Which hadith other than this Quran do they believe? 77:50. It is yet another clear mockery at all who follow other than the Quran. What did Allah say? It is another clear mockery at all who follow other than the Quran. 2. In addition, Muslims today have been led to believe that to follow the Prophet, they must follow his Sunnah. The word Sunnah, which is used in the Quran, means the way of doing things, of methodology. However, the Quran confirms that the only Sunnah is the Sunnah of Allah. Nowhere in the Quran is there any mention of Sunnah of Muhammad. You will find that Sunnah of Allah is only the Sunnah that you need. 33:62, 34:45, and 48:23. Indeed, the Quran contains the commands. Hold on, Mom. I gotta wet my throat. Indeed, the Quran contains the command to follow the Prophet. But this is also accompanied by a clear command to the Prophet to follow what was revealed to him, the Quran, and nothing else. Thus, to follow the Prophet means to follow the Quran and nothing else. Nothing else but the Quran. Say, O Muhammad, 10:15. Say to him, O Muhammad, I'm not different from other messengers. See what Prophet Muhammad said? I ain't different from other messengers. I have no idea what will happen to me or to you. What? But I didn't already read something about Prophet Muhammad. You know what's going to happen to him. He going straight to paradise. Prophet Muhammad said, tell the Prophet Muhammad, I am no different from any other messenger. I have no idea what will happen to me or to you. I only follow what is revealed to me, the Quran. I am no more than a profound warner. 49:9, also in 10:15. Go look it up. Then we reveal to you, Prophet Muhammad, this scripture, Quran, truthfully confirming previous scriptures and superseding them, coming after. He said, this stuff that I'm telling you in this Quran is confirming previous scriptures. What previous scriptures they talking about, Allah? They talking about Matthew. No, not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They talking about Moses, David, Solomon, the rest of them folks. What you think they talking about? They talking about the Old Testament. They ain't talking about the New Testament. They talking about the Old Testament. Then we revealed to Prophet Muhammad this scripture called the Quran, truthfully confirming previous scriptures and superseding them. You shall rule among them in according with Allah's revelation. You shall rule, R-U-L-E, that means judge among them in accordance with Allah's revelations, the Quran. Do not follow their wishes. Don't follow what they wish if they differ from the truth that came to you. 5:48. clear, as plain as day. Tell me, y'all. Tell me, people. Tell me when I'm reading some Quran that's wrong. Tell Angelique when Angelique is wrong. Tell me. Tell me if I lie wrong when I read the stuff to you, the Quran. Go back and read 548. The Quran makes the issues clear that following the messenger means following what was revealed to him. The true believers follow what was revealed to the messenger. I'm a true believer. I follow what was revealed to the messenger. I tried to follow the hadith. It didn't work for me. Now I read, Allah don't want me to follow no hadith no way. How I figured that out? I prayed Mother Ramadan. Came to me yesterday. All this came to me yesterday. Was yesterday night of power? I don't know. Felt like night of power to me. I don't know. Seek it in the odd numbers of the night. I don't even know what to believe no more. Those who follow the messenger, the gentle prophet. It is those who believe in him, honor him, support him. When I read about the night of power and stuff like that in the Quran, I'm going to read it and see it for what it is to me. I'm going to be righteous and do good to the homeless people and give some money away. Soon as I get my first paycheck, I'm going to give some money to the mosque, whatever I do. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm just gonna go in and do some good stuff to people, because I want Allah to look good at me on that judgment day. You should do the same thing too, especially y'all rich people. You Oprah Winfrey, I'm talking to you, girl. You too, honey. You ain't going to paradise to camel path through the eye of a needle. So I advise y'all people to get on down and go pay all the zakat that you missed out on. Those who follow the messenger, the general prophet, it is those who believe in him, honor and support him, follow the light which was sent down with him, the Quran. It is they who will prosper. 7:157. It didn't say nothing about hadith. It said follow the gentle messenger who came with the Quran, who had that support him, follow the light which was sent down with him. The Quran is the light. It is they who will prosper. All the above Quranic words make it very clear that following the prophet means to follow the light which was revealed to him from Allah, and that is the Quran. The Quran confirms that only duty of Muhammad or of any messenger is to deliver Allah's message. Messengers are not sent to advocate their own personal teachings. They are called messengers of Allah because they deliver a message from Allah. The only duty that the messenger is to deliver Allah's message. In 599, messengers, the duty is to proclaim the message, but Allah knoweth all that you reveal and all that you conceal. The same message is found in 592, 1635, 1682, 2454, 2918, 4248, 6417, 592. Obey Allah, obey the messenger. Obey Allah and obey the messenger, and beware of evil. If ye do turn back, know ye that it is our messenger's duty to proclaim the message in the clearest manner. 1635. The worshippers of false gods say, if Allah had so willed, we would not have worshipped nothing but him. But he did so will that we worship nothing but him. Neither we nor our fathers, nor should we have prescribed prohibition other than his. So did those who went before them. But what is the mission of the messenger? But to preach the clear message. 1682. But if they turn away, the duty is only to preach the clear message. 25:54. Say obey Allah and obey the messenger. But if you turn away, he is only the responsible for the duty placed on him, and ye for that placed on you. If ye obey him, ye shall be on the right guidance. The messenger's duty is only to preach the clear message. They ain't say nothing about throw down some hadith. Ain't say nothing about listen to what I got to say instead of what Allah say. Because what y'all doing is listen to more what our messenger said, which think the messenger said, more than what Allah said. Got so much into it, got Angelique confused. Angelique can't be confused. Angelique need to be rightly guided. Angelique pray Mother Ramadan, Allah, you might better guide me monthly. Yes, Lord, guide me monthly. You guide me daily, guide me hourly. You got that right. And And then you got me on here, Allah. I'm sitting up here, got my own radio show. You let me talk. You better make me talk the right, Allah. I don't pray 5 times a day to come on here and say nothing that's going to put me in hell. And I don't come on my speaker show and I don't tweet 14,575,000 tweets to come on here and tell nothing to nobody to do nothing wrong. So Allah, you better guide your servant. You better guide me to the right. Almost got tears in my eyes. Y'all got a tear in my eye. Because I don't play. I'm scared for y'all. This is why y'all listen to my show. Y'all get me emotional. I'm sitting up here, the more I talk about this stuff, how scary it is. It scared me to know that following words of men gonna lead me. You're trying to make me do what the Christians do with Jesus when I know that Allah is my creator, my only guide. And then I sit up and I listen to Bukhari and all these weirdos that come up 200 years after the Prophet Muhammad had passed away and go give me something to tell these people that's clearly falsehood, and it's bringing tears to my eyes, and it should be bringing tears to your ass, because the simple thing is this: some of y'all don't want to even listen to believe what I'm telling you is the truth, when you need to be understanding. There's some facts right here this month of Ramadan, people. In 2012, somebody was here to tell y'all. Angelique gonna tell y'all. Angelique gonna let you know. It's Allah telling me through me telling y'all. Through what I'm reading in this Quran. What else am I reading? I'm reading the Quran to y'all. But y'all don't want to believe what the Quran is, but you call yourself a believer. You ain't no believer for real. You is a believer for real. You're a believer. You think I'm out here trying to, what, make you leave the path? If you reject the message, so did the generations before you. 18. And the duty of the messenger is only to preach publicly and clearly. I'm preaching publicly. I'm preaching clearly. I'm coming to you clearer than day. I'm reading this stuff clearly to you. I ain't reading it in no other language but the only language I understand, English. 4. Allah commands the believers to obey Allah and obey the messenger, but Allah also makes sure that the obedience to the messenger is linked to obeying the message he delivered and nothing else. Obeying the messenger does not mean the messenger ensued additional teachings outside the Quran. The confirmation that the obedience of the messenger is linked to obeying the message he delivered in the Quran is confirmed in the following verse. 64:12. Obey Allah and obey the messenger. If you shall turn away, then your sole duty of the messenger is to deliver the message and the Quran. 64:12. 5. We never read anywhere in the Quran words like "and obey Muhammad" or "obey Jesus" or Moses, and words always say the messenger. This is to emphasize that what is to be obeyed is the messenger of the messenger, and not the message of the messenger, and not his personal words. 6. The Quran also confirms that Muhammad was commanded not to teach any other teachings, otherwise he would incur severe punishment from Allah. 7. Muhammad was made to swear that the only revelations he received from Allah was the Quran. This exposes all the allegations which claim that the Prophet Muhammad received revelation from Allah independent of the Quran, and which is referred to as Hadith al-Qudsi, sacred Hadith. Say, O Muhammad, 6:19, what is the greatest testimony? This is what I'm going to say. Tell him, what is the greatest testimony? Muhammad, tell him. Tell him, Muhammad, what is great? This is some real hadith right here. This is Allah hadith right here. He said, say, oh Muhammad, what is the greatest testimony? Say, Allah is the witness between me and you, and this Quran has been inspired to me, and that I may warn you and whoever it reaches. Clear as day. Did I read this in Spanish? I ain't read this to you in Arabic. I don't even know how to speak Spanish, and I only know very little Arabic. But Angelique gonna get it together though, because Angelique say Angelique gonna try to learn the Quran. Yeah, because I want to. I want to have as much Quran in my soul as I possibly can. I'm getting it together. Say, oh Muhammad, what is the greatest testimony? Come in. Assalamu alaikum. Here go my son Abdul Jalil. Assalamu alaikum, Abdul Jalil.
Wa alaikum salam.
This is my Spreaker Radio show. This is my oldest son. He is 25 today. Happy birthday. Oh, you know.
You know, at school today.
This is my Spreaker Radio show. Okay, well, let me put you on hold, people. Be right back. Commercial. Hold on, people. Commercial again. My son in here talking to me, people. I have to put y'all on hold one more time. He trying to show me something. Hand me that cord. Hand me the cord. Yeah, it's a little thing on that cord right there. Okay. Hold on. One more commercial. Let me see what my son want to show me. Go to work. Okay, then. I need like $5.
I ain't got it.
Well, you ain't got it right now. But hold on, people. But y'all mean you ain't. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm coming up to the end of this show tonight. My husband and them just came in, and I need to talk to them. So, last but not least, let me get through this, and then we'll have another show tomorrow with some more things on what we gonna do now, Angelique. If we just go by the Quran, we gonna go by the Quran. I'm coming with some more things about this because I ain't even through yet. But this is what I had, my information for today, for my preparation for today's show, and I'm gonna have to prepare a show for tomorrow's show that I don't have them preparations right now, so to even go into that. So, if the Hadith al-Qudsi was truly a revelation received by Prophet Muhammad from Allah, as it falsely claimed, we would expect the Quran to be being fully detailed to include such confirmation. Needless to say, nowhere in the Quran is there any indication that Prophet Muhammad received anything from Allah other than the Quran. Prophet Muhammad himself commanded his people not to write his hadith. This is documented in a collection of Muslim and other books. Do not write down anything from me except the Quran. Whoever writes other than that should delete it. That's Ahmed ibn Habal, volume 1, page 171. Also Sahih Muslim, book 42, number 7147. Go read that hadith, people. Do not write down anything from me except the Quran. Whoever writes other than that should delete it. 9. For the first 150 years, the 200 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad, and in accordance to his commands, the writing of his hadith was forbidden. The first one to document comprehensive collection of hadith was al-Bukhari. Al-Bukhari. Not that al-Bukhari was born in, note that al-Bukhari was born in the year 1994 after Hijrah. What this means is that the first of what is regarded as authentic hadith sahih to be compiled was written more than 2 whole centuries after the death of the Prophet. Sound like some Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John stuff to me. 10. Allah commands the prophets in the Quran to say that what is infallible. In the Revelation, he delivers, but that he may commit errors in his personal words and hadith. Say, if I err because of my shortcomings, and if I'm rightly guided, it is due to the revelations I received from my Lord. 3450. In spite of above confirmation of fallibility of the Prophet, together with 6 incidents in the whole Quran where the Prophet was reprimanded by Allah for errors he committed, still the ones who idolized the Prophet claimed the Prophet Muhammad was infallible. The 6 incidents are found in 867-68, 943, 9113, 1 through 114, 3337, 66-1, and 81-11. 11. The Quran confirms that for every prophet there will be enemies of human and jinn devils who will fabricate fancy sayings, hadith, and attribute them to prophets to deceive the people. Excuse me. 12. Finally, the Quran contains everything the genuine believer needs to follow reasons. A. The Quran is complete and does not need any annex. The word of your Lord is complete in trust and truth and justice. That's 6:115. B. The Quran is not in need of explanatory supplement since it's clear and it is not ambiguous. That's in 12:1 ALR. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. These are the signs of a clear book. We have made it, the Quran, easy to understand in your own tongue language. May you take heed. That's in 44:58. C. The Quran is not in need of correction manual. It is not in need of a correction manual since it is perfect and harbors no contradictions. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ALR. This book whose verse have been perfected. 11:1. D. The Quran is not in need of detailed supplements since it is fully detailed. Shall I seek other than Allah, a source of law, when he has revealed to you this book detailed? That's in 6:114. For all these reasons, all Muslims should follow the Quran, the Holy Quran, and nothing but the Quran. Alhamdulillah. This concludes my show today. And we will pick up tomorrow, inshallah, with some more good news. Great news, as it is. I hope you all enjoyed. Send your little scholars on over to me. I got an argument for you. I'm the great debater. Believe me, very few can win an argument. Only one can win an argument with me is my husband. How he demanded is beyond me. Okay, you win. And you gotta have it. And believe me, the boy brilliant, just as brilliant as me. I'm like, okay, baby. So if you ain't my husband, you can't tell me nothing. You ain't about to come tell me nothing. It is what it is. So I want to be guided the right path. Part 2 is concluding. I hope you want to be guided the right path. If you want to be guided the right path, Angelique, put you there. I'll put you there. Come on, get on this metaphorical bus stop. Angelique, metaphorical bus stop, and lead us to the mercy of Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullah ta'ala wa barakatuh.